Have you ever stopped to think about communication? I mean, really think about it. It's not just about talking, right? It's the very architecture of our lives. It's the blueprint for our friendships, our careers, our entire sense of who we are. So today, let's dig into how we can all become better architects of connection. And this quote from Tony Robbins just nails it. It's not an overstatement at all. The way we connect with other people, or, the way we fail to connect, that fundamentally builds our reality. It is truly that important. Okay, so what is quality communication really? It's one of those phrases that gets thrown around all the time, but what's it all about? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual mechanics behind interactions that really, truly matter.
All right, first things first. We need to completely reframe how we think about this. Forget what you've heard before. Let's look at why communication is an absolute necessity.
For way too long, communication has been brushed off as a soft skill. Something that's just nice to have. But that could not be more wrong. The truth is, it's a biological mandate. It's a core human need hardwired into us for our very survival. So this all boils down to three fundamental pillars, three core needs that communication fulfills. It's not just about getting your point across. It's about staying healthy, figuring out who you are, and being able to function in the world. Let's break these down. First up, the physical need. And get this, it's fascinating. Studies show that being socially isolated can be as bad for your health as smoking cigarettes. Seriously. A lack of real connection is tied to higher mortality rates, even things like heart disease. Our bodies are literally built for dialogue, and they start to break down without it. Next up is our sense of identity. I mean, think about it. We don't just wake up one day knowing who we are. We discover ourselves in the reflection of other people. It's a concept called the looking glass self. When people laugh at your jokes, you learn you're funny. When they trust you with their problems, you learn you're wise. Communication is literally the mirror we use to see ourselves. And finally, there's the social need. This is the super practical one. It's how we build our tribe, how we feel like we belong. It's how we negotiate for a raise, ask someone out, and create those bonds of friendship and love. It is the essential tool for building a life that feels good. So now that we get why this is all so critical, let's get into the how. How does it actually work? I want you to think of it less like sending an email and more like a dance, a dynamic back and forth where both people are moving and responding to each other in real time. Now, here's the textbook definition, but I want you to focus on two words, transactional and co-create. This is so important. Communication isn't something one person does to someone else. Nope. It's a creative process where two people are actively building a shared reality, together, message by message. For the longest time, the thinking was all about this simple, one-way street, the linear model. I push a message out, you get it, the end. But that's totally outdated. Today, we understand it as the transactional model, which sees it for what it is, a dynamic, two-way dance that's happening all at once. And this is basically how it goes. There aren't senders and receivers. We are both communicators all the time. Right now, as one person is talking, that's encoding, they're also watching the other person's face, their body language, and decoding those signals. It's all happening at the exact same time. It's a constant feedback loop. But of course, this stance isn't always smooth. There are things that can get in the way. For instance, the channel you use makes a huge difference. A text message is not the same as a face-to-face chat. Then there's noise, which can disrupt everything. And we each bring our own environment, our personal history, our culture, which colors how we interpret everything. And that noise I mentioned, it's not just actual sound. It can be physical, sure, like a loud AC unit, but it can also be physiological. Have you ever tried to have a serious talk when you're starving or dead tired? It never goes well. And maybe the most common is psychological noise, all those internal distractions, your own biases, or just thinking about what you're going to have for dinner. Okay, so let's peel back another layer here, and this one is crucial. Every single thing we say, every message we send actually has two messages baked inside, what we're literally saying and what we're saying about the relationship itself. This split is everything. The content dimension, that's just the basic information, the words. But the relational dimension, that's the subtext. It's the feeling, the tone, the unspoken message about how we see each other. And you know what? That second layer is almost always the more powerful one. Let me give you a super simple example. Listen to this sentence. I could say it just as a piece of information. We are out of milk. Simple fact, right? But I could also say it like this. We are out of milk. See the difference?
Same words. The first one is content. The second one is all relational. It's an accusation, a complaint. Totally different meaning.
Okay, to wrap things up, let's cover some of the fundamental principles. You can think of them as the unspoken rules they're running in the background of every single interaction we have, whether we realize it or not.
First, and this one is so important to remember, communication is irreversible. You can't unsend a message. You can't take back a harsh word. Sure, you can apologize, you can try to explain, but that original message is now part of the relationship's history. It's on the permanent record. It always leaves a mark.
Second principle, nonverbal cues are king. We're talking about your tone of voice, your posture, your gestures, even how close you stand to someone. And here's the kicker. When your words say one thing, but your body is screaming something else, like saying, "I'm fine," through gritted teeth, people will believe your body every single time.
And last but not least, let's talk about conflict. We tend to think of it as a failure, a sign that something is wrong, but it's not. Conflict is an inevitable and even healthy part of any real relationship. When it's handled well, conflict is actually a tool. It's an opportunity to understand each other on a deeper level and actually make the connection stronger.
So at the end of the day, communication isn't just something we do. It's something that builds worlds. It builds our health, our identities, our relationships. Every conversation, every text, every look across a room is a creative act. It's world building. So, I'll leave you with this question. What reality are you going to create next?